Welcome back to the Pro Sports Podcasters on YouTube. My name's Quebergeron. Most of you know me as Kobe. And today I want to address what one of our followers had asked on the comments of a previous video. And that's what I believe some of the challenges may be for NFL All Day. And I'm really looking forward to this. And I'm hoping Dapper Labs is paying attention to not only myself, but some of the other people who are on the forums, whether it be the Discord or Reddit, about what they expect to see as far as challenges are concerned when the season begins in 2022. And the first of which is a fantasy-like application. And this is just so easy to do because the software, the stats, everything is required is already readily available online. There are literally programs that can be purchased that plug and play all the players' statistical analysis for each individual game. People have been playing fantasy football for ages now. I myself have been playing it since before the internet. That's how long I've been involved in fantasy football. So it's such an easy thing to do. All you would have to do is, especially for Sunday games, is set up a challenge where each collector gets to select a lineup of players from their actual moments collection. And then the fantasy points are applied after Sunday's games, and there will be a threshold that you would have to hit in order to actually win the challenge. And they could even make it, team specific or rarity specific. So you could have a rare challenge where your lineup of, let's say, a quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end, one linebacker, one DB, one defensive lineman are all rarity, right? They're all rares, or they're all legendaries even, or even if you want to go just commons, but based on the rarity, maybe the challenge reward is greater. So you could do that. You could do a traditional fantasy lineup, and maybe it doesn't matter what the rarities are, but you could have a traditional fantasy lineup where it's, say, one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end, a team, so like a defense, you could use the actual team moments for that application, and a kicker, a traditional fantasy lineup. And choose whoever you'd like to choose from your particular moments, and then have a threshold of, let's say, 120 fantasy points that's required in order to win the challenge. And then you could even make it similar to like a suicide pool that they have for football fans. And that's each week you could have a similar challenge, but you could not use the same players from the week previous. So each week you've got to change up your lineup, which I think would be awesome because it forces people to think out of the box and even potentially have to go on to the marketplace and purchase additional moments that will fit the roster in order to give themselves a chance of hitting that threshold. I just think that idea is awesome. I hope they implement it in some way or form. I know that Dapper Labs is actually working on an application now, just an actual app. So instead of having to sign into your computer, you can actually just go on the application and fill out your challenges and such that way. That's perfect if you do a fantasy football type application with NFL All Day. Now, the next is the more traditional one, which is very similar to NBA Top Shot, which is more of a reactive thing where you have, like, say, the top 10 receivers on Sunday, or the top 10 running backs on Sunday, or the top 10 linebackers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You could do that. Very simple, very easy. Honestly, not nearly as much fun, in my opinion, as a fantasy application or challenge. So those are the two primary ways you can look at it when it comes to challenges on NFL All Day. You have your reactive, which is what they've been doing on NBA Top Shot, and you have your proactive, which is what they could actually implement very easily with the NFL application because of how the NFL schedule works. It's because the schedule is so regimented, because the NFL basically owns Sunday, that you have this opportunity to do things ahead of time as opposed to after the fact. And that would be the primary one I'm hoping to see in some way or form. You could even do the very simple, who do you think the top 5 running backs will be on Sunday, and have to put them into your your challenge pool ahead of time just to make it easier. But I love the idea of having a fantasy application with a threshold number that you're hoping to hit each single week. That would just keep people engaged all the way through. It would really light up the Discord and some of the Reddit boards with people like myself who are fantasy football enthusiasts and analysts that provide this kind of information on a week-to-week basis to their followers on a multitude of platforms anyways. It'd be nothing just to add that information into the Discord and really get people discussing and talking and debating about what's coming up the next week. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. And more importantly, check out the website, www.prosportspodcasters.com. Scroll to the bottom, become a PSP insider, because if you're looking to get the most out of your NFL all-day collection and maybe control the market a little bit with the rest of us, join, become an insider, and we'll show you how it's done. Till next time.